All right. 2 wins. 2 in a row. 3 weeks without losing. All right. New season. 10-7. We're on our way. All right. This was an interesting game. For a long time, the Jets had 14 points. That was made off 2 plays, one a 99-yard kick return and a 74-yard punt return in back-to-back plays after the Jets held the Browns to, I believe it was 3 and out. I don't know if that's ever happened before. That felt really cool. Offense couldn't score anything in the first half. I mean, I think Justin Fields finished with like 50 total yards or something crazy like that. So how are we feeling? I think there's probably going to be some people that are happy for it. I think there's going to be some people that are upset because they're looking a little too far ahead into the draft. I'll be honest, I'm probably steering more towards the draft side of things at this point, but I'm going to be happy. I choose to be happy for the win. Because you know what? The Lions went on this crazy run after a very, very bad start. So let's choose to believe this is the start of our stuff. Now, I will say this. Justin Fields is unwatchable. This is just not good quarterback play that we're watching right now. Really, really frustrating. Will McDonald having 4 sacks. That was super cool. Dylan Gabriel's trash. This Browns team, to lose. I shouldn't even say to lose this way, but like to have that final drive where Breece Hall, like they almost like knocked the ball on the exchange of Fields and Hall in the run play in the very end of the game. It gets you to like, 2nd and 25. Fields slides like behind the line of scrimmage after that just to like run clock. And they get a 5-yard defensive holding, and it pushes them forward. And then to get the the offsides on that final play when everyone in the building knows you're not calling a play. Oh, man. You could be disappointed in the Jets throughout this season, but that was some epic level, terrible play by the Browns at the end of this game. I don't know what to tell you. Still not feeling super optimistic about the offense. Hall is the entire offense. Dude's incredible. Slippery. Between special teams and that's what we got going for us. Defense was kind of like meh. I thought Gabriel was worse. Like I think the defense like held their own for the most part. I don't think Gabriel's very good. I can't believe he's the starter there. This was a team, like 2 teams, like almost tried to lose this game. But okay. Let's go through some stats. Talk a little bit about this. Justin Fields finishes the day 6 of 11. 54 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, first interception on the season. Breece Hall has himself 21 carries for 83 yards, and then 1 catch for the 42-yard touchdown. So a total of 125 yards from the running back stud. Sign the beast. Get him back here. Outside of receiving, literally no one had 2 receptions. This was just sad. This was not a passing day. It did start raining, so you try to keep the ball on the ground. But man, our offense also didn't have a lot of opportunities because we returned 2 kicks, right? 2 drives eliminated. Glass half full. Could have had more passing yards. We got to see John Mechie, the receiver we got back in the Michael Carter II trade. This was his first action. He took an end around for a -7-yard loss, but he did have a catch, 3 yards as well. So not a whole lot to contribute, but the whole offense really didn't contribute. Outside of Breece, like at the line of scrimmage, going 42 yards, the farthest we had was 4 yards. 4 yards Mason Taylor, 4 yards Isaiah Williams, 3 yards Mechie, 1 yard Isaiah Davis. And then outside of that, it was the 42-yard reception from Breece Hall. Oh, man, we do not deserve to win some of these games. I'll be honest. Like, I wish we were dominating. It was, like, clearly just the quarterback. I don't know. This one's, it's just, I feel like it's irritating. Being a Jets fan, trying to figure out what we're supposed to be rooting for. All right. I want to go through a few comments. Let's see what you guys are talking about. I do have a live poll question in the chat if you want to look at that. I'm also going to throw up the draft board as it stands right now. So you can take a look at it. Joe S. says, happy with the win. Jets need the wins. You know what? We've picked at the top of the draft, pick 2, 3, 6, 4, whatever, like over multiple years. It's never really helped us. Not a lot, at least. I do think Mendoza's looking real good, though. I would like to have that first pick. But if we want to get him, we got a lot of draft ammo to do it. So we can make it happen. Or you just be happy with wins. I think it needs to, we say culture wins, but like, let's string another one. Let's catch the Patriots sleeping on a short week. That's what I want to see. If you're going to win a few. Kenneth, I'm ready for the draft so we can get the new quarterback. Yeah, this is like, we're just waiting at this point. So we're just kind of seeing where we're going to shake out. Like, I want to see some of our players play well, but like, I don't really care how Fields does because I don't even know if he's going to be on the team next year. And then, like, I don't want to see Garrett Wilson get hurt. I don't want to see any of the major players get hurt. I just want the new quarterback. All the teams ahead of the Jets in the draft won. So, well, it's a win. Yeah, so the Saints won. Tennessee lost. Miami won, though. So we fall back a little bit. We fall back to 5. Rob, if we can win a game like this with Fields as quarterback, imagine what we could do when we draft Ryan Leaf, Jamarcus Russell, or Zach Wilson in the draft. The draft is no sure thing. Certainly no sure thing. And there's rumors that the Jets could be trading for a quarterback, which I wouldn't be upset with. Just depends on who it is. I don't really like a lot of the options out there. We'll talk about that, I'm sure, at some point. Resign Breece Hall now. Yes! Breece Hall needs to be a Jet. I'd be super bummed if we let him walk. Can't happen. Rob, I wanted to win, but not looking like that. That was awful. I am not proud at the moment. Yeah, well, that's the biggest thing. Like it was an embarrassing win. It's like backing into a win. Like, give me a dominant performance. Will McDonald had a dominant performance. Like, 4 sacks, nothing to sneeze at. Like, we're going to look back at this and say, like, okay, Will McDonald has, I don't know, how many, 7 sacks on the season? 6 sacks on the season? I don't know what Will McDonald's at right now. I'm throwing numbers in the dark. That'll feel good. But that was an ugly win. We should have kept Q and traded Garrett Wilson. No! Absolutely not. Yay, we did it. I'm definitely happy, but kind of a punch drunk happy. Oh man. I am it's good. Hey, win. We get a few more. Don't let this be like the reason we don't get the first pick. Like, I fully have invested myself in just assuming we're not getting number 1. Because that just doesn't happen for us. If we get it, pure dumb luck. No style points. Fields is going to kill Garrett Wilson. Yeah, I kind of want them to, like, just make the decision to shut Garrett down. Just like, hey, Garrett, yeah, that looks like it might be, that bruise might spread. So, like, stop. You're on IR. Let him come back next season. Sharon, a win is win. Teams beat us while we're down. Hey, you know what? It's all right. I want to see some life from the offense. Like, I like that Breece is doing well. Hopefully that means we retain him. I don't want to see Garrett hurt. I want to see the O-line continue to, like, play all right. Offense really got their shit together. Sheesh. Yeah, really bad. Yeah, without that Breece Hall, like, 42-yard touchdown, Justin Fields would have been 5 for 10 for, what is that? 12 yards? Is that right? 13 yards? 12 yards. Yikes. Jets going to run the table, book it. Hey, you know what? Best time to start a streak is now. We got 2 in a row. We got 3 weeks without a loss. It's all right. I'm not banging my head against the window. We're a bad team. I guess it's probably helpful if Tennessee gets the first pick. Or the Giants. I don't know if the Giants would trade the pick to the Jets. It would be hell of a, like, crazy New York thing that we'll always talk about forever. Who won the trade? If that were to happen. Hopefully we could just draft a quarterback. Hopefully someone just like falls to us. Mumtaz, what a very stupid way to ruin your draft position. Can't wait. Can't believe fans are happy. Why you have bad team? Only Cleveland played worse. We need a franchise quarterback. Look, Mumtaz, I don't disagree. I very much want to earn that number 1 overall pick. I really do. But I think the win... I don't want to say I think the win. I think this team shouldn't be as bad as the number 1 overall pick. Like, I think Tennessee and Cleveland and New Orleans, they feel worse. Like, we have some bad quarterback play. But, like, even looking at a bad roster, like, it just didn't occur to me that we would get the number 1 overall pick. I think we have played pretty poorly, like, offense-wise. But I don't think they're thinking draft position. I mean, you really can't as like a player. They tried their best. They got rid of Quinnen and they got rid of Sauce, right? You're trying to get rid of guys at the deadline. If they traded Brees, here's a brain buster for you, right? If they don't tag Brees or Brees doesn't get re-signed, and he is the reason we won this game, will the 4th round pick that you declined because you wanted a 3rd round pick have been worth it? Would, like, missing out on number 1 overall because you have to trade, like, multiple firsts to get up to number 1? If they let Brees walk. They cannot let Brees walk. If Brees walks, and this game is the reason we don't get the first pick, I'm going to lose my cool. They just can't let Brees walk. Re-sign him. He's here. But I was thinking about that during the game. Ugh. Cameron. I love the win, but it also hurts given us fighting for draft position. On the trade front, losing Sauce and Williams hurts, but I would say I love the return we got. Dude, I love the return we got. I think the trades both made a ton of sense. I will say I definitely... this is not a good way to win. Like, I want to win a game in, like, an impressive fashion. I've always said this, right? Like, if you have people that are going to be on your team long-term contributing, cool. Kick return, punt return, super fluky. I mean, both guys can be back, so it's not like there's anything there. But I'd like to see some productivity from the offense. I don't know how you keep playing Fields. He's hard to watch. Happy for the W, but let's aim for Mendoza. Yeah, Mendoza looks like a stud. He just looks really, really good. He didn't have a number 1 wide receiver yesterday. He got a running touchdown. I'm a fan of Mendoza. It's going to suck if we play ourselves out of that. And we can't trade up to number 1. Simpson looks all right. I want the kid with more starts, though. Quarterback class, not that great. Not that great outside of 1. I think if you get 1, you got to feel pretty confident in Mendoza right now. And who knows, maybe some other guys will rise up. I think that'll probably happen in as we lead up to the draft anyway. But Mendoza feels like the clear-cut number 1 quarterback that should come out. Duncan, I don't know how to feel, Ryan. I'm happy with the win but it seems to take us further from drafting a quarterback. Mixed feelings, even though I know I should celebrate the win. I'll tell you what, if it's just Mendoza and Simpson coming out and the Jets can't get one of those 2 guys, it might be a situation where they punt on the quarterback for a year. Because then you have 3 firsts the following year. And a lot of quarterbacks coming out. And then maybe you take a quarterback in the 2nd round. Maybe they decide to do something like that. I really hope Mateer comes out. I'd like to see Mateer come out. I want to see Sellers come out. I want to see Moore come out. The more quarterbacks come out, the more that helps us. Moore, Simpson, and Mendoza are the 3 I'd like. If only we had a quarterback. Our quarterback is dog shit right now. This draft doesn't have a franchise quarterback. We don't know that. I want Kyler for a year. Wait for another year for quarterback. Draft Arvell Reese. I mean, I'm cool. I don't want Kyler. But if they give us picks to take on Kyler for a little bit, oh man, I really want to draft our quarterback. I don't know. I don't want Kyler on this team. Dustin, Jets need to keep winning. They have ammo to go to quarterback if they want one. Build some chemistry with the players and coaches. And God, no, please, no Mendoza. He doesn't play one good team. But we'll see him through the college football playoffs, too. Yeah, I don't know. I just hope more quarterbacks come out. Patrick, 5 right now behind Saints and Cleveland. Yeah, we are sitting back a little bit. Would you give 2 firsts for Burrow? Yes, absolutely. No questions asked. This game was a Mangold Miracle Part 2. Could be. Interesting thought process from the 2 firsts for Burrow conversation. There's going to be a few people that bring up quarterback names. I want to talk about a few real quick. I should make a video on this. I didn't make a video on this yet. But people are going to bring up Kyler Murray. They're going to bring up Joe Burrow. I've heard, people say Deshaun Watson. I don't want to do that. That would be dumb. Stupid. I feel like there's one. Oh, Mac Jones comes up in conversation a lot. And I feel like I'm missing someone else. But one quarterback that isn't being talked about, that would be interesting if the Jets poked around. An AFC quarterback that hasn't performed as good as his rookie year, needing a contract. I don't know why the Texans would do it. What about CJ Stroud? What if there was a situation where Stroud became available and you reunite him with Garrett Wilson? Did Ruckert play with Stroud? I think he did. Because Ruckert came out the same year as Garrett. That would be interesting. Things to think about. Kyle says he likes to win because we ultimately have to win at some point. Wins equals players buy in more, which is important. Yeah, I kind of want to... Having confidence in Glenn would feel good. I would like to feel good about Glenn. If by the end of the season I feel good with Glenn, then I'm kind of all right with what happens wherever we pick. Cameron, Fernando Mendoza is my dream quarterback, but we need a good offensive line to keep upright. He is very Goff, which means winning franchise quarterback, but no movement. I wouldn't say that. He had a nice little run for a touchdown yesterday. He's got, I would say, deceptive athleticism. More than I think Goff. I think Goff is pretty athletic too. Definitely don't discount the legs. He's no running quarterback by any means, but definitely can make things happen. I don't know if the Jets are going to be bad enough to get Mendoza. I think we're going to have to come to grips with possibly moving a bunch of picks to go up and get Mendoza if that's the guy. The Jet contingent of staff was out at the Indiana-Penn State game, and that was the 3rd time I think all the top guys were out there. It feels like that's the quarterback they want. If they can find a way to get him, what else would you move? What else would it take? Would it just be moving draft picks? You have 5. So does that give you, would you say 3 that you would be willing to part with? If that's what it took to get number 1? Man, that would be a real kick in the balls. I hope they like a few quarterbacks this year. Kyler won't cost much, and Arvell Reese looks generational Micah Parsons level. Build this team. Kyler doesn't work. They go 2027 draft for quarterback, not sold on Mendoza, Simpson, or Moore. If Simpson and Moore go back to college, that means next year's class would be super loaded with quarterbacks. So I still would go Mendoza if Mendoza's there. But if he's not there, I'm okay with going 2027. Even if you want to take a late round flyer, let's say 4th round, Al-R sitting there. If you didn't go quarterback in the 1st, might be a burning of a 4th round pick, but that would be an interesting situation. I'm curious to see where he ends up going. Mendoza NFL comparison to Kirk Cousins. If you told me I could draft Kirk Cousins, I would take that. That's good enough to win. Kirk just didn't always win. I don't know. Has a good record. Couldn't win those big games in primetime. Sign Brees, fall back into the draft, take Jeremiah Love, Hall and Love, 2026. I would draft a running back. I would love to sign Brees long term, but I would still be open to taking another running back in this draft. Dart was drafted bottom of the 1st. No guarantees drafting 1st round pick. Yeah, get the best player. if you don't get Mendoza with like your first pick, I would be okay with Simpson. I think Simpson in the limited sample size is pretty good. The scary thing is the amount of starts. I heard a stat, I think it was like 25 of 28 quarterbacks. Maybe it was 2 of 25 quarterbacks started more than 30 games in college or more than 25 games in college. Simpson has what, like 9? But you can go bottom of the first round. There's a few guys that I hope come out that I would be willing to use our later first or trade up later in the first to get after. Happy with the win, but I'm done with Fields. Can't evaluate wide receivers with this guy. Yeah, especially when A.D. Mitchell comes back. Like, I would like to see A.D. Mitchell, Mechie, Garrett Wilson, Mason Taylor, and Hall on the field. Like, I would like to see those 5 weapons with, like, competent quarterback play. Like, give me Tyrod Taylor and just, like, let's figure out what we got in these second-round wide receivers. If running the table means they're going to lose out, sure. I'm not saying we're favorites against New England. But we might catch them sleeping. Who knows? Nah, there's not going to be many more wins. We got the Saints on our schedule. We got the Dolphins. Those are 2 other winnable games. So I think the Jets could get to, 2 wins? I think they could get to 4 wins. I don't think we're going to win any of the other games. And we may not even win those 2. I'm also good at trading for a bona fide stud quarterback. Serious question. Realistically, who? Yeah, I'm open to hearing who that quarterback would be, who becomes available. I don't have to draft a quarterback. Yeah, Trey Kelly says we can go up and get the first round pick if we want and have 3 firsts just to go up and get either one. It would hurt to give up that many picks for a quarterback, though. Not just for a quarterback, but just to like move up to number 1. When like, if you wait a year, you might have, but you don't. It's always hard to wait a year, right? Like you pass on Patrick Mahomes to get Sam Darnold. I just hope enough quarterbacks come out this year. We're gonna have a high pick. If enough quarterbacks come out, I don't really want to trade up. I want to use all my picks. Just influx of talent. Only teams I see drafting a quarterback is Cleveland and New Orleans as long as everyone stays where they are. I think Vegas could, so they'd be a threat to jump us. I think Miami could. I don't know if they're going to do that because they could be in line to get a top non-quarterback. That's probably it. Where did the Rams... Did they take a young kid? They have a young guy behind Stafford right now. I'm forgetting. And I think Tennessee would be more than willing to move out. That's the thing, which I guess is good because then we can get up to the top. Maybe they've had talks to Tennessee like, hey, you get the top pick. Would you move out? We'll get you some draft picks. Sellers is a very raw prospect. He has similar numbers to Michigan's true franchise quarterback. Moore, Mendoza, or Simpson are worth a pick in my eyes. Sellers is Anthony Richardson. Dom was saying something similar. He was saying like he thinks Sellers is what Justin Fields is now, which is like kind of fine for a college quarterback, but you want to see him be able to take that next step where like Moore, Mendoza, Simpson, I think with Moore and Simpson, you're just worried about the amount of starts they have. I would take any one of those 3. I agree. I don't trust this team, us in general, to develop a quarterback like Sellers. Mutt Viles. Who cares about draft position? We are trading for Joe Burrow. Anyway, Ryan, remember I said it before Burrow got paid. I sound crazy now. Oh, do I sound crazy now? Dude, Mutt Viles has said this for like, I think 2 years. He definitely said it last offseason. He's like, we're making a move for Burrow. If that could be had, what's he worth? What do you think you have to part with to get him? And then what is left of this team after you get him? I don't know, man. You certainly poke around it. Look for your options. Someone suggested Kyler could be like a Goff situation where you take on the quarterback and a contract and you get some picks. If that was the case, I could probably live with Kyler for a year. If they're like, hey, we're going to, like, let's say we don't get number one, but they're like, okay, we're going to try something different. And we're going to do, you know, Kyler and Fields or something like that. I don't want Kyler. I really don't. I wonder what you, that's just a bad contract too. My family has season tickets to the Cardinals, and their OC is awful. Doesn't have a system for him. Oh, so maybe Kyler's like not as bad as his OC is. I don't know. I don't watch enough Cardinals games, but like, didn't they put in that stipulation that he couldn't play video games or he needed to study X amount of hours a week? Like that just, even though that's like a dumb GM thing to do, like the fact they felt compelled to do that in a contract kind of tells me all I need to know about Kyler. Scouts compare Mendoza to Kirk Cousins. Are you happy with that? Yes, I would be. If you told me I could draft Kirk Cousins in the first round, I would do that all day. All day. Because I think Kirk is good enough to win. I don't think, we'll see in the playoffs, right? The college football playoffs. If Mendoza is a winner in like these primetime games, then that's really the only knock on Kirk Cousins, in my mind. Mac Jones for a year? Nah, Mac Jones kicks dudes in the dick. I don't want him. Like, I'm just out on him entirely. I think he's an asshole. Burrow, great, but injury prone. And with our protection being on upswing, I worry. Cost will be bananas. Yeah, multiple firsts. You're talking like probably 3 or 4 first-round picks. Moore's 99% going back to college. That's what I've heard. I've heard Moore's going back, Mateer's going back, and who was the other one? Sellers going back. I heard all 3. So then that would leave Mendoza, Simpson. Simpson could go back too, but I think Simpson would come out in that situation. And then who's next? Is it like Nussmeier? Would that be the next quarterback if all those other guys go? Yeah, if you miss out on the top 2, I feel like there's a steep drop-off, unless I'm forgetting someone. Stop complaining about the draft. Damn, we win, y'all not happy. We start to lose. We also complain. Yeah, you can't make us happy. Can't make us happy. Collins, nah, I'll do some Collins maybe tomorrow. We're just going to hang out and talk a little ball. What quarterback do we want, do we get then for 2026? If we don't draft the quarterback, it's got to be a player that's in the league already. Like, it's got to be a trade, like a higher caliber trade, I feel like. It would really suck to have to go through 2 years of Glenn like this without a quarterback. They got to do something. They're either making a move for a quarterback that we don't know about right now, or they're going to try and draft one. Or they might just be saying, hey, we're going up to get one anyway. As much as I agree, I think 𝐿𝑟 is another Jordan. Travis, after his injury, couldn't win big games. I don't really like 𝐿𝑟. I think 𝐿𝑟's a bad quarterback. But as a 4th-round pick, if you missed on the first 2 guys, I would kind of be like sort of all right with taking like a swing like that. He may be nothing. Depends how far he falls, I guess. What's up with all these losers wanting us to tank? I can understand it. I want the quarterback. I want to be able to draft a quarterback. I want to win, but I want to win convincingly. Like, I don't want to win with like goofy stuff happening, like kick returns, punt returns, and then our offense has fucking 12 yards from our quarterback before Breece Hall like lets one rip. Get Simpson 2nd round. Simpson, he's definitely going top 10, isn't he? There's no way Simpson gets to the 2nd round. I love how it takes Garrett Wilson injury for us to realize Breece is a good pass catcher. Breece should be wide receiver too, on all plays. Like him or Taylor, I feel like. I want to beat the Patriots? Yeah, so do I. Can't build a winning culture by losing. This is true. That's why we're going to have enough ammo to at least get like the 2nd or 3rd quarterback. If we can't get the 1st. We have enough to get the 1st if the person wants to trade out a number 1. Like, there's no one else that could beat our trade package. So I guess there's that. Like, that's comforting. Burrow made of glass, trade with Tennessee. Cincinnati would never. Dolphins just spanked Buffalo. Yeah, I saw that score was crazy. Was it 21-0 when I saw? I think that's what I saw. I don't know what it finished at. Only a moron chases the number 1 pick. Name a quarterback who went number 1 that is top 5. Burrow is good, but he's always hurt. Is the number 1 talent a quarterback needs? Oh, availability is the number 1 talent a quarterback needs. Yeah, this is true. I think there's a lot of quarterbacks I like. I just feel like a lot of them are going to end up going back to school. Mateer is a guy I would love to take a swing on. He's a fun quarterback. If he comes out and we miss on, I would say Mendoza and Simpson would be like my 2 preferred. But like, let's say we're sitting pick like 8, 10. Unless Mateer's stock has like plummeted in recent weeks. Sounds like he's going back though. I would like to draft one though. God, no Kyler, no short quarterbacks. I don't want Kyler. I don't like the attitude. I don't like, or I shouldn't say I don't like the attitude. I don't like the perceived lack of seriousness due to that like funky contract. He's also super short. I don't think he's been like great at all. Where does Moore play? Moore plays in Oregon. Fields, Murray, and a Sellers pick. That would be a crazy quarterback room. Would be fun. I don't know if... I mean, Murray's definitely the best quarterback there. You just let Sellers sit. Do we have a chance against the Pats this Thursday? I mean, not if we play like that. We do not look good. we look very bad. Nussmeier in the second I would be cool with. I'm curious to see where their draft stocks ultimately fall. I haven't watched much Nussmeier since like the early part of the year. But like he's a quarterback I wouldn't mind taking a swing on. Us not having a 3rd round pick kind of sucks because if there's a chance he'd be there in the 3rd, a 2nd just feels kind of rich. Us Jet fans aren't happy unless we're not happy. We are always not happy about something. It's either draft picks or it's losing. It's one or the other. Can't find a good middle ground here. No, the video games was a hoax? Really? I don't think so. Didn't they? They put it in his contract. This isn't even the class to trade up for a quarterback. Let's just play the strength of the draft. Yeah, if we're far enough back and there's only like Mendoza is seen as like the only worthy quarterback going, I'm cool with just loading up the team with talent and rolling into next year's draft. I'm cool with that. There's a chance that Indianapolis Colts pick and the Dallas Cowboys pick are going to be very high. Like, Jones may turn into a pumpkin, and Dallas could just get hurt, or Love could get hurt. It's the higher of the 2 picks. That is potential. I have no issues with us winning. The Culture Plus 2027 is a better class anyway, unless we trade for like Burrow or Purdy or Dak or something. Purdy's an interesting one. If Purdy were to become available, like if the Jets got a high enough pick that Shanahan was like, I'm cool with rolling with either Mac Jones, like what is Purdy worth? How much would you give up for him? I would consider that. I don't think Dak becomes available. I would take Dak. I mean, Burrow's obviously good too. I don't know. 2027 is the year of the quarterback. Jets can get too many other offensive pieces in 26 anyway. Yeah, don't force quarterback. I would absolutely take Mendoza or Simpson, but I wouldn't force it. Smart teams pick best player on the board or trade down. This is true. start Tyrod and we win out. I mean, I'm cool with playing Tyrod just to see how the rest of the team plays. Like, you can't really evaluate anything with Fields right now. Fields is cheeks. Boys and girls, real quick. Want to acknowledge sponsor of the channel. Sleeper. Get a $100 deposit match up to $100 when you sign up for Sleeper using my code JetsTalk. Link in the description down below. It's been a lot of fun playing Pick'em. Never take the overs on anything Jets. Go the unders on the yards. Except for Brees. Brees is the only one doing stuff. I never understood rooting for your team to lose. That is bad fan culture. Learn how to win games. Rooting for wins. Look, I'm not going to tell a fan how to fan. And if you think there's a top quarterback, ask the Colts if they regret being bad for Peyton Manning. Or ask the Colts if they regret being bad for Andrew Luck. Now, the Jaguars did it for Trevor Lawrence, and Trevor's kind of been so-so. Best quarterback in that class. Maybe not even. Maybe Mac Jones is now. Who knows? I like earning better draft picks. I want to see competitive play, but I like to earn the higher draft pick. But I'll take the win. Win's a win, a win. A streak starts with 2. Let's go. We win the next 2 road games, we're totally back in it. If the Jets win versus the Patriots and the Ravens, I mean, that's going to get this fan base going. I don't know how you do that. You got to find an offense. And after a bye, you didn't go to Tyrod Taylor. Like, is Tyrod still hurt? What's going on? It, like, hurts to watch Fields out there. It's painful. Nussmeier was beat up because his line sucks. I would take him day 2. I thought he was going to be in the conversation for one of the better quarterbacks this year. I really did. He hasn't had a very good season. Take Mac Jones. I don't want Mac Jones. I really don't want Mac Jones. I don't want to root for Mac Jones. Purdy's contract is hefty, but I do like him. Purdy's a system quarterback. He could definitely be a system quarterback. 100%. But a quarterback that's like learned it and ironed it all out, like learning under Shanahan, I think Shanahan's just a quarterback guru. Sam looks pretty good. Obviously, Sam had a higher pedigree than Purdy. But if Purdy's playing well and they want to move him because they want to keep Mac, I'd be cool with that. Seems like Engstrand's system is very rhythm-based, and Purdy is a rhythm quarterback. I like Engstrand. I have been a fan. Sean asking, how do I feel about Engstrand so far? I feel like his first scripted plays are whack as fuck, and then he realizes Brees is on our team. I like Engstrand. I think there's going to... I feel like it's very tough to gauge him because of the lack of success of the offense because of the quarterback position. Like, that's why I want to see Tyrod more, because if I want to feel a little more confident with Engstrand getting the opportunity to groom a quarterback. Because if you're potentially reaching on a quarterback and then you have Engstrand here who you're not 100% confident in, like, maybe like things start adding up. But so far, I like him. I feel like I'm seeing some guys run open. Just got to play to your best players. Give the ball to Brees. Give the ball to Garrett. Vernon looks good, and it's upsetting because we are impatient. I mean, how long did it take him, though? He was drafted in 2018. 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. So it took him 7 years. 7 years is a long time to wait on a quarterback. I love me some Sam. That's the issue that they have with guys coming into the NFL and starting less than 25 games in college. Sam was one of those quarterbacks. God, who was the other one? It was 2 quarterbacks that like kind of CJ Stroud. Was there one more? There might have been one more. But there's been early career struggles with the guys that don't start much. You don't think Mac Jones is better than Fields as a bridge quarterback? He definitely is. I am not going to dispute that. I just think he's a dick. I don't want to root for him. So that's my stance on that. Would I root for him if he was here? I guess so. I don't know. I don't want to root for him. Oh, Nussmeier got benched. Ooh, that sucks. A lot of Jet fans thought Fields was good before this year. No, I don't. Well, I guess, yeah, there's probably some fans that think Fields is really good. I've been calling it a soft tank all year. Soft tank, you go out there, you bring in Fields. It's like the illusion of getting a potentially good quarterback. And if he pops, great. You know what? Super athletic quarterback. Your guys like him. That's a great thing. If he's a dud, you get to draft a quarterback. Like, that's kind of been my stance the whole time. Arvell Reese is Jeremiah Smith on defense. Absolute freak edge rusher. And Mike linebacker, 6'4", 640. Is Reese coming out this year? Is that oh, yeah. Ohio State. All right. I'm down for that. You could talk me into defense or wide receiver at the top of this draft. If there's a receiver you really like, or like a stud edge or linebacker, if quarterback's not an option, I'm game for that. We can have Jerry Rice and Randy Moss out there, but it's all meaningless if Fields is quarterback. Yep. Billy thinks it's going to be Kyler Murray. No. Just used one of the new wide receivers they got in the trades. Yeah, they used Mechie. Twice. All right. Where am I at? Sorry, clicking through tabs over here. He was with Kevin O'Connell. Yeah, he was also with Shanahan. Back-to-back years. I think both helped. For sure. Talking about Darnold. Mechie had a one-handed catch. I would like to see these players, particularly A.D. Smith and Mechie, get some work with a quarterback that can get them the ball. Because I want to know, like, how dire of a need. Like, I'm cool with drafting wide receiver in the first round. I think it's going to be a high-valued round anyway. But it might tell you what type of receiver you want to go with. Win one of the next two road games, then the next four are totally winnable. Yeah, so what's our schedule right now? So I know we got New England and Baltimore in back-to-back games. Then we have the Falcons, which could be winnable. I think Ulbricht's going to want to, try to win coming against us. Dolphins are winnable. Jaguars could definitely be winnable. Saints could definitely be. I mean, you're not wrong. And the Bills might rest starter. Well, maybe not if they're fighting for a draft position or a playoff position. But then the Bills at the end of the season. I think the Jets are going to find their way into a few more wins. We should be dogs in the next 3 games for sure. I think it's probably Jets favored, probably with Dolphins coming up to MetLife. Jets will be dogs against Jaguars. Probably a coin flip game versus the Saints, and then dogs the next 2 weeks. Fields was worth a shot in a running back heavy scheme. It was only money and could be cut after. Yeah, I was team entertainment all year. Entertain me and get a quarterback. I'm cool with trading up. I'm cool with making a move up. If you find your guy, like go get him. But if you can't trade up or the cost is too high, it is what it is. Go best player available. Joe says quarterback next year. I'd run the Wildcat with Brees. We don't have a quarterback. I mean, they should just run the Wildcat with Fields and Brees. Just have them both back there. Both can pass. Both can run. Knocking out 2 positions with Reese, edge and linebacker. Ohio State linebackers look great in a good year, need to draft a linebacker. Much like Green Bean, I'm a huge fan of smash mouth, all leader linebackers. I mean, that's a tone setter. You got your tone setter on the offense with Membu. Do you do the same thing on the defensive side? I wouldn't be against it. Depends where we find ourselves on the draft board and who's on there. I would not take a linebacker over the top 2 quarterbacks. And then I'd probably be thinking that or wide receiver. Played against Achane and Waddle in fantasy today. I'm assuming they blew it up. I know Miami won or is winning. What's the NFL slate? NFL games. Where's the score for the Miami game? 30-13. Woof. Bills laying an egg. Billy says, I'd rather have Kirk Cousins than Kyler Murray. I would be totally cool with Kirk Cousins as like a stopgap. Especially if he gets cut and he's still getting paid by Atlanta. Is that a thing? Is that what happens? Let me see. I feel like he could have enough money potentially in a third year. So he's got $10 million in guaranteed salary next year. So it is guaranteed because he's on the team. I wonder what he would get on the open market. He would get more than that, though. I think. Our offense is so bad, dude. How does Fields just forget how to play every week? That's what I don't know if you could keep trotting Fields out there. Like, you got to start thinking about going to Tyrod if you want to see anything from the rest of the team. We can win those games if only we don't start Fields. Fields ain't winning us many games. Like, we kind of won in spite of Fields today. Punt return and kick return touchdown. That's not going to happen every week. Commanders about to lose out the season. They might. Depends. I thought I heard Daniel's elbow wasn't as bad. So maybe they'll be okay. If Burrow demands a trade from Cincy, that would be a hell of a grab. And it seems like there's people talking about like, oh, the Jets might not be taking a quarterback in the draft. Like, if there's enough buzz around that, it'd be interesting to hear what teams are kind of like thinking they might move on from a quarterback. I think we run another rookie quarterback. I'd rather trade in the draft capital for a veteran like Darnold. I would be cool with trading for a quarterback. You got to tell me who that quarterback is. Who becomes available? I'd be down. Let's all keep in mind we're still mathematically alive. Yes, there's a better chance of the Earth getting hit with an asteroid tomorrow, but there is a chance. This is true. I'm not putting any money on 10 and 7, but it could happen. It could. Jingle Dubs doesn't want Kirk. Just don't want Burrow. Injury prone. Makes way too much money. So let's look at Burrow's contract and how it looks if traded. Really not bad. So he's got guaranteed money next year. He's got $35 million guarantee. He must have an option due. So he does. He has an option due the week into this year. So let's say March 17th is the start of the new league year, which I think it is. March 23rd, he has a big option due. So if you trade that, what is his option worth? Does it say it? I don't know if it's just that $15 million. I think it is. I think he's owed $15 million at the start of 2026. So his cap hit for next year would be, what is that? 40 million? Yeah. His cap hit would be $40 million next year. And then the year after that would be about 44, 45. And then, yeah, I mean, it's not terrible. That's not a horrible contract. And he signed through 2029. He's only got guaranteed money through September, through 2027, but his options are due, which is effectively guaranteed money. They could definitely do it. Why would they? I don't know. My grandfather calls Tyler Murray. Our Jeremy from Talking Jets calls him Kyle Murray. he just drops the R. Jets have Fields on a contract. He is our quarterback. Next season, they will have another. We'll have to get another veteran quarterback. Yeah, I think they might June 1st cut him. I don't know how you keep him on the team. I mean, if Lamar or Burrow is available, yes. There's a lot of quarterbacks I would give up a lot of picks for. Highly unlikely Lamar. Burrow, Stroud are going to be available. Yeah. Kyler and Purdy have the biggest chance of breaking free. I'm fascinated to see where they go. What do they do? Let's see. I'm going to do this. Let's go for a full hour. I'm going to pull up the big thank you to Sleeper. You think you know football? Then try to turn your football knowledge into real money with the Sleeper app, the ultimate fantasy sports app that can turn game day into payday. Just download the Sleeper app and pick more or less on your favorite players with more stats than any other daily fantasy app. Just choose 2 or more of your favorite players from pre-game or live. Pick more or less on the predicted stats, and you can win up to 1,000 times your money if your picks win. Use promo code JETSTALK, and you'll get up to $100 match on your first deposit. Terms and conditions apply. See Sleeper's terms of use for details. Rob comes in. 10-7 coming, F the Pats. Root for a win every week. Man, if we could beat the Pats, that would feel good. It would feel good to feel confident in Glenn. Couldn't imagine a worse win. Offense looked awful. We only won off special team scores. Uninspiring win. D was fine, but I think the Browns were worse than the defense was good. I agree. That's how I view it. I think it was a really ugly win. I didn't enjoy winning that way. I don't like winning because of a special teams kick, like a field goal or extra words, kickoff and punt return. Those are super fluky when the offense looks like trash. It's one thing when like the offense is clicking and you're in a battle and you wind up getting a special teams touchdown. That's cool. This felt like we won in spite of like just awful, awful performance. And the Browns are like just trash. Gabriel's garbage. 49ers last 3 quarterbacks have paid and traded, having buyer's remorse. Alex Smith, Garoppolo, and soon to be Purdy. But Sam Darnold looked all right. They had him for a year. And I don't think Garoppolo is necessarily bad. He's just super injury prone. Alex Smith was good. He just got snapped in half. How do you justify keeping the quarterback in after just 5 yards in the first half? That's why you don't. That's why I don't think they will sit Fields. They don't seem willing to move off them. I mean, if they want to lose as many games as possible, it's probably worth playing Fields. If you want to see what the offensive coordinator has or what some of the other players have, you probably should play Tyrod Taylor. The concern is probably that you go to Tyrod and then you have to go back to Fields. You're just going to end up with Fields anyway, which is a weird thing to have to think and a damning indictment on having Tyrod Taylor as your backup. San Francisco getting smoked right now. What's the score? 21-0. Woof. I wish we got more for Sauce. He's a big difference maker with how he has a chance to go to the playoffs. No, I think we got plenty for Sauce. I love that you put up comments and not just super chats. I'm a broke college student, and I still love to engage with all. Dude, I do this because I have fun. It's super cool when I get super chats. But there's a reason I've been doing it even when we suck. It's cheaper than therapy. Sauce dropped another INT today. I saw that, and he gave up a 2-point conversion, I think, right? I didn't watch it live. We're overlooking a very important fact. Aaron Glenn had his defense with no Quinnen and no Sauce ready to fight today. Well, that's the good part, right? Like they weren't a part of the Bengals game either. So it's 2 weeks in a row that you don't have two major pieces of your defense, and you're finding ways to like cause chaos for the other team. Now, again, you're going up against like a 42-year-old Flacco and Dylan Gabriel, who's a rookie. So it depends how much value you put in that, I guess. Sean, I can't stand to hear you happy we won. We both know deep down this was not good for us. I think this was an ugly win, and I don't value the win as much as I would have enjoyed the more secure draft position. But I just can't get my hopes up for number one. I can't. Jets try to win games. We've been losers for way too long. We don't even pick right when we get a good pick. Just try to win games and build something positive. That's sort of where my head's at. I don't really... I don't want to get overly invested in getting the number one overall pick because I'm just going to have my heart broken. If we earn it, cool. I'm on board. I'm setting my bar low. Low expectations so I can't get hurt. Boys and girls, I'm going to wrap it up here. So quick thoughts on the game. Recap. Will McDonald, you're a stud, 4 sacks. Ain't nothing to sneeze at. Dylan Gabriel, you're hot trash. Justin Fields, you're hot trash. Browns and Jets, both should be picking in the top 5. Not very good teams. Breece Hall's a stud. Don't let him walk. If Breece Hall walks and he's the reason we won this game and we don't get a quarterback, I'm going to lose my marbles. Remember this. Hopefully he wins more games and this doesn't come back to haunt us. That was an ugly win. But like so many have said in the chat, a win starts to build culture. And if we stack a few more of them, I'm going to feel pretty good. The best thing we could have at the end of this year is to feel confident that Aaron Glenn is the right guy moving forward. The rest, we can figure it out. We can move picks to go up and get the quarterback. We can get a quarterback next year. We can trade for a quarterback. There's a few things we could do. Boys and girls, I'm going to wrap it up here. Thank you so much for hanging out for the postgame, and I'll see you tomorrow.